He makes really good TV because he gets bitten all the time, but it's because he's doing things wrong.
That's another spin-off you could do. He gets bit all the time.
Yeah, honestly, you could. Yeah,
hire me
yeah. Can't wait to tell you. So I'll try to keep it short. We do all the basics.
Get ready for hot takes and insight from local industry experts in real estate, business, and lifestyle. He used to play ball with the Padres. He played hockey for the Lobos. Now they're crushing it in the real estate game. Together, they'll showcase the best of the Duke City. This is All About You, ABQ.
No, that's right. It is All About You, ABQ. Now, the goal of the show is to highlight the best of our city's industry experts in real estate, culture, lifestyle, so that you walk away with some value and feeling inspired. Now, the way we like to do that is to answer the questions you may have or interview the guests you want to see. So we invite you to join the conversation. You can reach out using our social media tag up here or join our email list to get some timely tips about our community and real estate market. Hey, I'm Skip Adams, owner of Sold by Skip Real Estate Brokerage here in Albuquerque.
You got that right, and I'm Grant Harvey, home loan expert.
Now, you probably recognize Grant and his pink sucker as the head coach of the University of New Mexico men's Lobo hockey team. Now he's absolutely crushing it in the mortgage space.
And we've seen Skip on HGTV's House Hunters. He's part of the top 2 producing
Jesus.
2%
I'm
milk,
a
homogenized.
2%er. Yeah, no fluff, no fat.
What? It's that triple P.
Yeah.
A double T.
Yeah. Here's why you're going to want to stay tuned. We're joined by Arie and Indy of Dogland. Dogland, let me just tell you about Dogland. It's one of the most incredible, this is like the happiest place on earth, except for it's for dogs and it's in Albuquerque. So we're going to learn all about this magical wonderland for dogs with Arie and Indy.
And we're big dog guys, you know? It's, we can't stop talking about them.
Yeah, I can't stop living that lifestyle.
We don't even care if you want to hear about them. This is the show is called Dogland, actually.
And then obviously stay tuned to the end of the show. It's everybody's favorite, Skip's Tips. Speaking of dogs, dude, who let the dogs out at your house?
Woof, I know. So here's the deal. I have a tile guy coming in, and it's weird when your best friend tells you your dog's escape have been put back when 7 minutes ago you just saw them. So shout out to my neighbors.
Stacy and Steve. Stacy and Steve. So yeah, I get a phone call from a friend of mine. They're like, "Hey, I think Grant's dogs are out dancing, having a dance party in the middle of the street. We picked him up and threw him in his backyard. His gate was open." Yeah.
So it's come on, tile guy. You put the gate back where you found it. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't open. He saw I have dogs. Come on. That's scary. It's a nightmare for me.
Well, the funny thing about contractors is like they know one thing, and that's building block walls or laying tile. When it comes to
shutting gates
or being courteous, it's like, well, same thing at my house. Shout out wall guy, left the gates wide open, so middle of the night dogs are out running around. It's like, what?
It's kind of just like, and anybody who has a house will want this. It's not picky Grant. We would all like our gate shut. Yeah. We also don't want you punching walls and throwing cake parties when we're not there.
That actually wasn't in the contract, so I'm not responsible.
No one said.
Yeah. What else has been going on with you, man? Big 45 years old, a little Top Golf?
If this is 45, what do you think? Yeah, I mean, that age, I would describe to people, I would say, that's like me giving, a necklace to my toaster oven. Like, what? Yeah, when I say I'm 45, it will not help you out at all. It'll just kind of let you know, like, my mom's old. Mom's really old.
You should see her.
Yeah, she was there at the birth,
That's cool. No, I had a good time. It was we had a little snafu as we showed up 25 deep to your birthday party.
I know. Nobody my sister likes to arrange things sometimes. And then has my syndrome where I don't press the actual button at the end. I'm like, oh man, what happened? Well, they didn't take your credit card. How did you think this was going to happen? So my sister, she tries her best. Have you seen that episode?
No.
Detroiters? No. Check it out.
All right.
So anyways, we got in, swung away. Golf's not my thing. Hockey player, I need more practice, and I need that like a leg full of cactus.
Well, let's talk about a leg full of cactus. When it comes to New Mexico, we're always out there trying to just promote New Mexico in the best light possible. Trailblazing. Worldwide, I think New Mexico may have a bad rap just because of Breaking Bad, but also we have high crime here. But to speak to what's going on, the New Mexico Tourism Department just released a new promo video highlighting all the benefits of New Mexico. Mark, go ahead and roll that video.
New Mexico, where dreams and cars get stolen. New Mexico is what happens when Arizona, Texas, and Nevada have a love child and immediately abandon it. Half desert, half crime scene, all disappointment. Albuquerque, basically GTA Online in real life. Car theft is the state sport, and the local economy runs on meth and regret. Santa Fe rich retirees buying overpriced spiritual junk while pretending they're enlightened. Las Cruces, a truck stop with a zip code. The best thing to do is leave. Roswell, even the aliens said, nah, we're good. The weather wants you dead, the roads are a Mad Max sequel, and if you don't work for the government or sell turquoise to tourists, good luck. If Breaking Bad tourism ever dies out, so does the state. New Mexico, where dreams and cars get stolen.
Yeah.
So good you had to hear it twice. So that might we might pick up a few residents by doing that. So you found that how?
Googling.
So you made that for what reason?
Yeah, why did you stay up late night making that? It was AI, wasn't me. But no, there are some cool things going on in town. Real quick, well, let's talk about Restaurant Week is coming around. It's that time of year again. So first week of April, the New Mexico Restaurant Association is sponsoring the event, which will take place April 4th through the 13th. During that week, participating restaurants offer a 3-item menu, including a starter, entree, and a dessert, all lower than normal prices. But when it comes to restaurants, they released the top 10 list for the best restaurants in town.
Also,
Top 3, Vernon's Speakeasy. It's a great, which I went there, had a fantastic time. Bien
I
Sure.
couldn't find the door.
Oh, did you check it?
I had to eat in the parking lot. I had my Lunchable. Another birthday dinner.
Bien Sure is over at the casino. Never been there. That one placed high.
Are you like gambling?
Yeah, you'll gamble on food poisoning.
Lady luck? Okay.
And then Level 5 Rooftop over at, I think, Hotel Chaco. Those were the top 3.
So Hotel Chaco traditionally has great venues and scenes, and then whatever their endeavors are lasts for about 16 minutes, and then they go, we're not doing that anymore. Well, you never did it, so you can't say you're not doing it anymore. We would have to have gone to one. Shout out to Hotel Chaco.
Yeah.
Why
What
aren't you
about
sponsoring us? I'm going to keep slandering you until we get some contact. Yeah.
That's all I got, man.
Yeah, so what size would you say this is?
16.
In coffee.
16 ounce.
It's kind of venti. Though, I'm venti too. Let's do our... You guys know that's not a real cigarette?
Yeah.
Real chain though. Try to steal it. Okay, so today we're going to talk about COVID and you. So I'm kind of tired of people referencing the COVID years as if like the bubonic plague or the Civil War or there's a time period of the golden era. It was only like a couple years, and every time I hear people say, "Oh yeah, after COVID, this is why I wore my pajamas and bought 2 race car bunk beds. You need to change out of your clothes now. That period's over. It caused some havoc, but you can't just keep charting your time back to not BC before COVID and in AD like this. You have to move on. There's no more excuses now." On my Facebook, I've listed several that you could be upset about and why, that no more TCBYs. That could cause someone to be sad. What about all the eclipses that they said you'd never see again as a kid, and there's been 70 of them? All the lies we're told as kids, that will get you by, but you can't use the COVID anymore. I'm just really upset about that. I mean, I got over it, so should you. And I got over COVID about 15 times, but it's safe. That's my Grant's rant. That's not a real cigarette. Oh, wait, that one is.
Cool, buddy. Yeah. There are some good things that came out of COVID. We're going to find out next when we meet Arie and Indy of Dogland here in Albuquerque.
I lost my taste. Is that good?
You lost your taste and your style. Coming up next here on ABQ.
What do we do again?
Hey, welcome back to ABQ. I'm Skip Adams, owner of Sold by Skip Real Estate Brokerage here in Albuquerque.
Grant Harvey, home loan expert.
We're joined in studio by Arie and Indy of Dogland. Dogland, the happiest dog place on earth in Albuquerque.
We're hoping to be that.
Arie, so great to have you on the show.
Thanks
You
for
have a
having
cool
us.
backstory just in the fact, born and raised New Mexico, Rio Rancho style, decided to start your own business.
Right.
What was it? I mean, talk about, so you grew up in Rio Rancho.
For sure. Like you said, born and raised.
What
so
were you doing there? Like just fighting weeds and
trying to get through it.
trying to find the next neighbor? Hello,
You know it.
hello.
So you've been there since the beginning. I mean,
Yep.
Rio Rancho's come a long way in the
It
last
is
few
so
years.
different now.
Thanks
You're
to
right.
you.
See,
Making Doglands just to bridge the
Yep.
gap. Yeah.
it's true.
What are some of the things that you like about New Mexico, Albuquerque? Because I think it's cool to highlight people that were born and raised here and never left because
Right.
you see some value in doing business here.
Right, it's true. I do feel like it's cliche to say, but we are a very big dog community. We find people that not just love dogs, but that really care about what's right for them and kind of how we can help them out. And we as a group, the dog community, we're kind of all in it together. So it just feels like a camaraderie, I have to say.
Let me ask you this. I lived in San Diego for a while, and in San Diego, it's very dog friendly. Like you'll be in a bar
sure.
and you'll just be like tripping over dogs just
Right.
laying there the whole time. And it used to frustrate me to all hell because it was, what? Leave your dog at home. Your dog's not having
I
fun
wish he
here.
drank less, so this
Fair.
wouldn't be an issue for him.
Yeah.
Fair.
What about, what's the dog community like here? I mean, there's obviously breweries that are dog
Right.
friendly. I mean,
It's a little less dog friendly than San Diego and a lot of the beach towns and places like that, but it's very dog friendly in a lot of the stores. You can't go to Home Depot without seeing a dog there. So, and honestly, we use it to our advantage because we push puppy socialization a ton. It's like that's what kind of creates a stable, confident dog that can come out and be on set when she's never been here before. And it's like we want those puppies to go out and be in the world and just experience what life is like so that they can be in the world with us as adults.
But I want to talk about your backstory. I mean,
Yeah.
we love dogs, but how on earth did you find the connection and start to build a business
Right.
and a brand around
Yeah,
dogs?
that's a fun question. I mean, I was always an outdoorsy kid, always playing in the dirt and climbing trees and just out back doing whatever. And I had dogs with us. I grew up with labs that were from the shelter and they were awesome. And we had a lot to learn together. But as I said, we learned a lot and we just kind of had a lot of fun together. But I, as a 10-year-old, was just teaching them as much as I could. And I'm lucky to say, very much my calling from the beginning. It's been something I knew I was born to do.
Yeah, I believe there's graduated steps of people with animals, and
Right.
I think that most people could say, I like dogs,
Right.
not for me, right? And then it gets to, had them since I can remember, my
Right.
fondest memories.
Right.
It just seemed like it's necessary and not even a choice. Like, so when
Right.
I go get another dog or when I include dogs, so they're family, and people
Right.
would say otherwise, get off or turn the channel.
One other thing I did want to touch on is, Grant, how many licks does it take you to get to the center of that stupid Tootsie Roll
Well,
Pop?
am I done? How would I know? I mean,
Well, why do you still have it is the point of the question.
I'm not done.
He kept it
I'm
away
not
from the
going to
dog,
crunch it
so
like
that's
the
all that
owl.
matters.
That doesn't help anybody.
See?
What is this,
also,
is your
hey,
power
the-
pointer, like
the-
your magic
The
wand?
star does not give you any prizes. I found that out the hard way.
You're talking about the star on,
On
the wrapper.
on the wrapper.
Okay.
You can't lick the wrapper.
We're covering the hot buttons.
The
here.
questions, the hard-hitting questions that we're not afraid to ask. Sorry.
Arie, so one of the things that, as a dog owner, you have to learn along the way is dogs don't communicate the same way people do.
Right.
And I think when it's so easy to just start screaming at them, like, why are
Right.
you shitting in the house?
Right.
And then
Right.
they text you later, well,
I'm sorry
I'm not
for,
supposed to eat gravy.
I'm sorry for shitting in the house.
That's actually a really good point. I love that. But no, you're right. And one of the biggest things that we push to our clients, especially in puppy class, is to communicate and to tell them everything that's happening. Because it's been proven to lower their stress, even if, say, they have to have a bath and it's not their favorite thing. If you tell them, time for a bath, their stress levels are lower. So even with normal everyday things, we try to tell them what's going on, and it is amazing what they can not just learn, but just know what's going on around them. So yeah, I'd say that.
There's probably a tone associated with it too, because
True.
I've noticed that there's some words that I use with inflection, like,
Right.
you're ruining my living room, also has a different tone than you are so
Right.
cute.
Then here's your dinner. Right. I would hope those are different tones.
So from growing up with dogs, communicating with dogs, you've built it into a business.
Yeah.
What the heck is Dogland?
Yeah.
I want to go.
Yeah, it sounds
can't-
amazing.
Right
I
off
can't
the-
wait to tell you. So I'll try to keep it short. We do all the basic stuff. We do your grooming, but it's low stress grooming. That's huge for us. We do daycare, but we call it play group because it's different. We're super selective. We're super safe. We have a different type of play group. We do reward-based training, and the kind of big new thing that we do, in addition to just selling food and supplies, things like that, is we have what we're calling day play. So day play is for all of Albuquerque's dogs that maybe aren't quite indie social, or good with other dogs, and they can come and play with us still because they can do the outside attractions and run back and forth in the fast lanes and do the fetch yard and do the nature park and do the obstacle yard and all of those things. We are catering towards these dogs that need a place to go during the day.
Well, you said that your facility has like an acre.
It's an acre, exactly. So we are proud to say that we have crowdfunded our whole transition because the SBA loans just didn't come out in our favor, honestly, and we had to move out of our current space.
They're not very good.
It hasn't happened for us, so we're still working on it, but we had to move, we had to go. So we've funded as many spaces as we could outside, but we have so much room for more, and we are going to do boarding when we can afford it later. But
So-
we've got plenty going.
Talk about starting the business. You know, it's something you created through COVID, and
Sure.
some of the hurdles that you've had, it was small
Sure.
business loans, getting financing, getting on the radar.
For sure. Luckily, we've been in business now 10 years, so we were pretty well established when COVID hit. We were so lucky to get 2 rounds of the PPP loans. We still have a loan through the SBA for that time, but we were able to make it, and we can't say that for a lot of our local businesses that we love. So we're sad to see them go, but we were thankful that we held strong and our whole team came through and our employees were there and we made it through. So we got it.
Talk about employees, because how big is your operation? And then do you train people? Like if I just walked in and I'm like,
Great
I like to
question.
yell at dogs, would you
I'd say,
train
Skip,
me?
No
you're,
way,
you're
don't
cool,
do it,
bro,
don't hire
but what dog experience do you have? Because we got to have that. And honestly, it's our preference. We prefer employees that that have stamina, that can work with a team. Okay, we got all that,
Job too.
but we need some previous dog experience, because you were talking earlier about the communication with dogs, and the body language is huge. Like, that's something we can teach you, but it's going to take so much time. So we need somebody that can look at a dog and say, okay, they're stressed, what do they need? Or, this dog is happy and this dog is not. Like, what do they need? So that's huge.
Do you see the dog personality as that guy Caesar? Do you agree with his work?
Unfortunately, we don't. I was telling Skip earlier, he makes really good TV because he gets bitten all the time, but it's because he's doing things wrong.
That's another spin-off you could do. He gets bit all the time.
Yeah, honestly, you could.
Just
Yeah,
hire me
yeah.
and just yell.
It's true.
Do the arm.
See?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of force and fear-based methods that get people bitten, and that's what's unfortunate is people like myself that are more on the reward-based side of things. We kind of have to go in once people have experienced those type of methods and they are getting bitten at home, or the problem is worse, or it's not getting better, and we need to fix things.
It would never work with those lines. Remember the guys would stick their head in there and they'd show like the line would never. Yeah,
Yeah, there you
he'd
go.
be
It would not go
beheaded.
well. It's true.
So what you're saying is calm body language, demeanor, and reward-based. Would this
For
work
sure.
with my 3-year-old daughters? Because
For
I'm having a
for
hard
sure.
time getting them to clean rooms.
Can his daughters go to Dogland?
See, unfortunately, no. But you're right in that the methods are similar to with kids. It's like we need to, we need to tell them what's right. There can be consequences, but they don't have to be
You
fear
get a
or
small
pain.
treat when
Right.
you're wrong, a big treat when you're right.
Everyone wins.
Let's do a little bit of dog trivia. Now, don't put not yet, Mark, but what is the largest breed of dog? Like,
I believe it's an Irish Wolfhound, and I know that because we have one.
well, actually, it's Mark, cue it up.
Please, is it a Dane? Is it something
It's
else?
Clifford
Oh,
the Big
good
Red Dog.
one,
He
of
was bigger
course.
than his owner's house. So a lot of people
Thank
don't
God
know
our
that.
dog is not that big.
Now let's go over breeds and like how, or like in the dog world. Tell me how this happens. Mark, go ahead and cue that one up. That's goofy. Okay, let's see what's next. How the hell can a guy be
That's
an owner
evolution.
and then evolution in one sitting? And then what's the
cartoon
next
evolution,
picture then? Would
see?
this make sense? No.
There you go.
I'm so confused.
Wait, you hired that guy and you wouldn't hire me?
I didn't say
Find
I
out
wouldn't
why
hire you.
at
I just
Dogland.
asked what that experience was. Maybe he has more experience than you, so maybe.
He's got softer hands, that's for sure.
Maybe.
Okay, so an acre facility for outback running and play spaces. You're doing boarding and training and
Future boarding.
Future boarding. Good job, Grant.
You know what
Points.
the thing is, for me, being really selective and protective over my palms,
right.
Boarding's a huge deal because it
100%.
stresses a lot of people out because they go, there's no way I'm putting my dog
You're
on
right,
that.
you're right.
And there's a general fear of like, well, what will happen when I'm not looking? And,
Right.
and so what do you have like smaller ones amongst smaller ones? And
Sure. So we kind of believe that part of the boarding success is in the design of the building. So that's partly why we haven't done it yet. We don't have the funds to, honestly, we're not going to do a half-assed job.
Yeah.
So we will do it right and in little ways where it's like it can't be super loud in there. Like
No car horns.
Yeah.
No fireworks
Strobe
the
lights.
anymore.
dogs
They're
themselves
doing no
barking. It
fireworks
needs
this
to
year.
be quieter. They probably, I hope Indy agrees, they would like to see out. So we want windows in there. Like we need normal stuff
That's
for
cool.
them, right?
Yeah.
But half of it, honestly, is that they need to just be exercised and played with and engaged with during the day so that they're tired, so they're not just sitting in a run stressing out.
That's cool.
Right?
Yeah, the interaction is what.
It's huge,
yeah,
and that's what we're so pumped about. For
They
sure.
can't just leave you in front of a light bright, you know.
Right, it's
My,
not
that's
good
how I
enough.
call my
It's not good
4-year-old
enough, huh?
developing years.
So, okay, is there any truth to, that different breeds have different temperaments? Are there
much.
more breeds that are more aggressive than others?
To answer part of that, I would say they're very much breed tendencies. Like the Aussies, they are looking for that job, 100%. She right now is doing a great job just being calm, but she's also kind of ready to do something else.
Go do some
There's
herding.
a song called Hard Working Dog
sure.
on Sesame Street. I distinctly remember. Do you remember that?
I don't.
Hard Working Dog. I don't want to get
Awesome.
into it. I just had to have a sucker.
We have to pull that
Yeah.
up, but that's good, yeah.
But that is the shepherds want to shepherd,
They're
right?
intense,
and
right.
the sled dogs want to do something.
they wanna
like
go.
escape from their owners.
Yeah, very much. The Huskies escaping
Huskies,
from
yeah.
yards is the biggest
Yeah.
complaint that I hear
And
of.
Pommies.
Yeah, my Pomeranians are about to get 12 of them, so I can go 7 feet.
See? There you go.
Per year.
So when it comes to training dogs, I feel like any normal person can do it as long as you just stick to
Right.
the basics. I mean,
agree.
potty training should take, 2 or 3 days at the most, right? I mean, for any normal person, don't you think?
For a person now,
He's
he's
calling you out
talking
on
about his
this.
daughters again, to kind of outing
So
them.
sorry.
I'm not talking about my daughter. I'm talking about if
I'm
you
not
have a
saying
puppy,
anything.
it doesn't take that long to potty train
It
them.
absolutely. So I have Poms, and it does
Right.
because they're stubborn breed,
Right,
and it's a
right.
repeated.
Right.
So I have to section
Right.
them off and celebrate like they won a Super Bowl every time they go. Treats. Oh, here's a savings
Right.
account. Bring them in, and so it takes a repeated. So
Right.
Yeah. So it's not that.
I think
easy
you're
to
both
go.
right. I think
Well, Skip
some...
has not potty trained a dog. He just buys them from the store like 3 years
They're ready
old.
to go.
Thank you. I don't need food till July.
I will say it depends on the dog. Like with her, I'm pretty sure that her mom, who has had her for 3 years, this is a client of ours for a long time, she picked up the house training really pretty quickly. But some of them, it does take longer. Yorkies, for some reason, and some
3
of the smaller
days.
breeds,
3
it takes
days.
a little longer.
Well,
I
he-
don't
he
know.
asked his
So
parents.
I have
He
2
doesn't know.
Yorkies,
Good
3
job.
days.
And
See?
2 parents who did the work.
then they've got the Yorkie touch.
They do.
But the little things matter. Like if it's outside and it's all rock and gravel and they don't like to pee on that, then they're going to pee on your carpet instead. So there are little
I have velvet
changes we
outside.
can make.
It's just my whole house is velvet.
See? Maybe that's what they need.
Actually, I can't touch velvet. I have
Weird-
OCD and I
it
won't
weirds
leave
you
it.
out?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I'll stay.
Why? Because the pattern
Fair.
gets messed up
I don't
and then you
know.
gotta
I'll
go
just
fix
be.
it.
I'll stay there, and like
Fair.
there'll be a fire. I'm like, sorry.
Can't do it.
You know the
I'm that
deal.
way with glitter, so I get you.
I
get
stopped
you.
eating that long time ago.
Can't get enough. Can't
That's
get it
good.
off of me.
It's true.
So as far as crowdsourcing goes, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you have links on your website is for people that want
Yes.
to donate, get involved with Dogland.
Yes.
It's such a cool name.
That's
too.
another
Thank you
thing
so
we need to
much.
follow up on because we like all the guests and the places. And this is
Thank you.
a lot of times we'll come across businesses and people, and we'll say we had no idea, and here we
Right.
are with this Albuquerque show. And
Right.
so I think it's important for people to see it in place and running and testimonial.
Thank
of
you.
That, yeah, I think that's huge, especially for the boarding.
Right. It's
And,
true.
Yeah, I think there should be more people serious about what good boarding takes.
Right. I agree.
Or, sometimes I see like dogs being groomed at like PetSmart, and they're just like
Yeah,
like
it's-
hanging. I'm like,
it's-
where's
it's not
the
safe.
guy with the
You're right.
much less boarding and stuff?
You're
so.
right. Yeah, we fail to compromise on things like that, and we're proud to say we feel like we are the safest daycare. in
It
town.
took you a long time to like go anywhere with the babysitter, right? I mean,
Right.
no, I'm
It's
being
hard
serious.
to find.
When you had your kids.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
one can do
It's
it.
hard to find.
Do
Get
it better,
better,
than us,
yeah.
yeah.
No, they'll die as soon as you, touch their head. Yeah. So I mean, that's how I am with my dogs. I'm
Right.
like, I
But
don't
you're
know.
right. We
and
all are.
And the more
We're-
people
we're
go,
hurting
Dad,
for-
don't worry.
for
I'm like, you
boarding.
did that too cavalier. You should have said, don't worry, they're in good hands. Nah, it'll be fine.
What's the worst that could
No,
happen?
just run out of your gate and
Yeah, see that
break
gate
dance in the road.
situation.
Yeah.
That's iffy. Keep the dogs in. It's 101.
In your opinion, do pit bulls get a bad rap? Is it
They
more
do.
owner
They do
or
get
is
a
it?
bad rap. I'm a pit lover. I'll tell you. We work with a lot of them. I work a lot with the Bernalillo County Animal Care Center. We call it BurnCo. They're incredible. I love them so much. The dogs, the people, but honestly, as far as say shelter pits go, it is their job to kind of screen them. If a dog comes in that they don't feel is safe, it's their job to not let that dog get adopted out, regardless of the breed.
Right.
I'm proud to say with all the years of shelter work that I've done, which isn't as much as I would like because I'm too busy doing what we're doing, but I have not come across one that is aggressive. Now, with any breed, they need socialization, but I would say the shepherds were a little bit more intimidated by it. It's like we see more aggressive shepherds than pits by a long shot.
Do you feel like in the event, because a pit doing a statistical outlier has a worsening outcome, right?
I think more reported,
the revolt,
honestly, because here's the thing. We see a lot of, say, the shepherds, just for an example, and I've owned 2 of them. They were social and good dogs, but we started when they were
German
young.
or Aussie?
German.
Okay.
But the shepherds, they just need a lot of socialization. But say if somebody gets say a purebred shepherd from a breeder, and they don't socialize them, which is a problem, and they bite somebody, that person's probably not going to report that dog. Whereas if it's the neighbor's pit who just didn't get the socialization as well, but the gate was left open and they go bite a dog, they're more likely to be reported, even though it's kind of a similar issue. So there's some gray areas there, but every dog needs this socialization.
Skip swore he would never break into houses with German shepherds.
Yeah,
after about sophomore year.
Lesson learned.
Good call. They're intense,
Rabies went
right?
up, rabies went down.
See?
No, Arie, that's fantastic, and congrats on the new location.
Thank you so much.
And the expansion. I think that's
Thanks.
great. As dog owners, we appreciate you.
You should be at the helm.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I think somebody as passionate about animals you're in the right spot.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate that. We appreciate you bringing some growth to Albuquerque and some change. We're excited to see Dogland. I heard it is the happiest place on earth.
That's what we're hoping for. We call it the place that every dog dreams of, and
It's
for
a
her
small
it
world
is.
after
so,
all, just kind
see?
of like
It's a dog world after
right.
all. Arie, we'll have links to all of your GoFundMes
Thank you so much.
on the website as well. And then stay tuned. Here's why everyone's so excited for this episode. It is time for Skip's Tips. This is UABQ.
We're back. Thank you, Arie and Dogland. And what was the dog's name? Pluto. Yeah, so and here we are for...
Indy.
Indy and R-E.
And your popsicle or whatever.
What does that spell? Skip's Tips.
Oh, yeah.
Skip's Tips is anything that saves us time, makes us more money, allows us to have more fun in real estate or real life. 7 by 7 by 7. That's the minimum requirement allowed for a room to be considered a bedroom. Oh, but wait, where's the closet? Did you know? As long as a room meets the minimum size requirements, has 2 forms of egress, and a permanent heat fixture, it can be considered a bedroom. Yeah, so one way to add value to your listing is if you have a 3-bedroom with an office space, you can consider that office space as a 4th bedroom in the listing. Yeah, you'll get more eyes on the listing and more buyers shopping for a 4-bedroom house than you would a 3-bedroom. So, as long as it meets those requirements of size, egress, and a permanent heat source, you've got yourself an extra bedroom. Interested? Share this with a friend and tell them Skip said so.
Oh, yeah.
Can't get in the club? Show them 2 forms of egress. Tell them Grant sent you.
Egress or aggression?
Or digress.
Yeah, let's digress this show. Every Wednesday
Let's
night,
dump it.
Wednesday night, Sunday morning here on the Education Channel worldwide on YouTube and Spotify. This is all about you, ABQ.
We haven't been in the...
You're watching you, ABQ.